Hi, excuse me. It's Jill with cricflix, and I'm back again. I do apologize. I've apologized numerous times because it's blurry on my camera right here in the center. I thought it was from my blinds in my office. I do believe it's my lighting, and I'm not going to get new lighting. So I have things far more important than that. So anyway, I'm working on a couple. I've done a video before on the Barbie silhouette head that I've done like in 18 inches. This one is actually a 2-footer, and I just want to show you how I had to piece her together to get the 2-foot. When you make her 2 feet, the cutting space that I have, or this sheet of paper, is only 18 inches. So I had to cut her up because her head got too wide at 2 feet. And so I had to cut the ponytail off. And it was too long, the head with the neck. So I had to cut the neck off. So this is where we're at. And I think I got this wrong neck. I want to make sure I don't put the neck on backwards. That's the right neck. Her eyelashes that are from the side here, I took some of my black, it's kind of like liquid pearls. What do they call it now? Puffy paint. You can get it at any hobby store. I have the real fake eyelashes that I could have used. However, given that it's just her profile, those lashes were not going the right direction. So I just filled them in so that they kind of popped out with that puff glue. And I wanted to do a little bit of a liner. I have a stamp, actually a real stamp, that I'm going to see about putting a little bit of a liner, because Barbie always wore heavy black eyeliner. I was, believe about 9 years old when Barbie came out, and I was in the hospital with pneumonia. Back in those days, anybody who had pneumonia had to be hospitalized. And I remember I used to have a shot every single day, which I imagine was penicillin. And, oh, I've got horrid memories of that. But I do remember the best thing is that my mom and dad bought me a Barbie, and it was when Barbie had first come out, and a ton of clothes and stuff for me to play with in the hospital. That made the shot that I had to get every day all worth it. I still have that Barbie, and I think it was a 1950, 50 something. I'm going to tape her together here, and there we have her all taped together. Now I picked the ponytail here because I'm going to put a ponytail scrunchie or piece over her ponytail here. This seam won't show, and the seam on her neck won't show because I'm going to put a gem necklace on her. I'm going to put together the other side, or her flip side, first, because I put her together and then I shall adorn her. I got to make sure I have the right side of each of these pieces. My 17th grandchild was due yesterday, and every time the phone rings and it's my son or my daughter-in-law, I'm thinking they're calling to tell me they're ready to go. We're in the first line of contact because we live 5 minutes from them, and we would go stay with the other 3 older kids until her mother got here, who lives an hour away. So I'm kind of on call for that. If I get a phone call, I can't miss it, because you never know. She's one that never goes a day or two either before or after her due date. So I anticipate that it will be today or tomorrow. Since this is her 4th, maybe she'll get lucky and go overdue. She's so over ready to have this baby. Okay, and I don't know if I said it, if I filmed, since I found out that my 18th grandchild is due December 26th. So we are going to have a house full, like we don't already. Okay, I'm going to put her together before I decorate her. And I'm going to be using the large, heavy sticks rather than the popsicle sticks. Because on the bigger ones, number one, I don't have to use as many. And I really like that when you use these bigger sticks on them, sometimes you can see, kind of see through on the other side a little bit where I can tell that there's the wood in there, and I don't like that. And so the bigger ones you can't. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say you can't. You might, but very, very little. Now, when I put her stick on, got to keep in mind that the stick has to be lower than the bottom of her neck here. Otherwise, she will not stand properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the stick right here. And I'm going to bring it down further on her neck. I do not like all this peg showing. I see a lot of them that are done where the peg actually shows. I don't like that. They look unfinished to me. So what I do is I add, which everybody I believe has seen numerous times, where I add the ball at the end. I thought I had some gold ones, but I'll add those at the very end, wood balls, so that I don't have any of this peg showing when I put her on her base. Now, when I do attach my wood, I do need to make sure that it always overlaps, so I don't have any weak spots that have the ability to bend. Speaking of bend, I hadn't been at my gym class for 2 weeks because I was in Colorado at a wedding, and so I missed my class, and I went last night, and oh my word, it was really, really hard. I thought I only missed 2 weeks, which to me didn't sound horrific, but it was. It was really painful. So I'm not going to go 2 weeks again, although I did think this is something you have to do for life, and I don't know, it's a lot of work. A lot of work. I've talked numerous times about my getting a Instagram account going for elderly women. I can't do it for younger ladies because I am so out of touch with the young ones of today that if I find the time, when school starts next week, it will be my first time in 14 years that I am not with kids full time. I still have one of my sons, two little ones, with the third one on the way, twice a week. But the rest of the time I have to work. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I had my kids Monday and Tuesday. Today's Wednesday, and I don't have kids now until Monday. So I am thrilled to have the time to not be stressed in work. I can film more, and I will try and get back into the groove of teaching and answering more questions. Although I think that I probably have enough videos up there that everything that I've ever done is probably already been uploaded. But what else do I have new? Oh, I went to a wedding in Colorado and got to see my sister-in-law, who I hadn't seen in, gosh, I want to say, oh man, maybe 14 years. It's been a long time, and she's not in good health, so I was really, really wanting to go and see her, and I did, and it was awesome, and had a wonderful time. However, I had a horrific reaction to the altitude, which surprised me, but it might have been as bad as it was because I wasn't drinking water and didn't even realize it. I'm on such a routine when I'm home. You get me out of the house and I'm just totally miscombobulated. but the day after I got back from Colorado, I had to go in and have some blood work done. And the nurse couldn't find a vein. She said, "You're really dehydrated." I said, that might explain. So I came home and researched this altitude thing. And between the altitude and the not drinking water, I was not in good shape when I got home. But nothing serious, but just a nuisance. We were leaving for the wedding and got in the car driving away, and we're with my son and daughter-in-law and my husband. We got 5 minutes from the hotel, and I realized I had forgot something. And I yelled it out, and my son just rolled his eyes like, so typical of me to have forgotten something. Said, "No worries. Go back after we get, I don't know if we decided to go back before the ceremony or right after the ceremony, before the reception. I think that's what we did. Watched the ceremony, then left and came back for the reception. It was a rainy day, unfortunately. And we went back, and my husband went in ahead of me into the house. And there was no one out in the parking lot but me. And I'm thankful for that, because it had rained and the puddles were as big as creeks. And I was trying to run in. I'm looking for a board here, guys, that I need. And I don't see it. I don't know where I put it. Oh, there goes one of my, I'm dog sitting for my daughter who is in Florida for 2 of her dogs. And one of them is bark at his shadow. Just horrible barkers. So I'm sorry if you heard that in the background, but I'm not going to quit. And what I'm looking for is my mat that I put my hot glue gun on, so my hot glue doesn't fall on my table here. Okay, there we go. We got her all put together, the 2-footer. Again, I will be putting balls on here so that the base doesn't show. But now what I want to do is I am going to, let me shut that off. I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to put my gem necklace, my diamond or necklace on her. And I'm going to use my accent essentials and belt because I like the way it does not show. The hot glue is really, really thick when you put a line down, and sometimes it's hard to make it thin enough where it doesn't show. And plus, when you put your gem down or whatever it is that you're working on, and you happen to make a mistake or you need to move it, you can't when you use hot glue, because hot glue will not let you stick it and pick it. When it's stuck, it's done. You're done. So if I have to move this a little, which normally I do, I prefer to use the Accent Essentials by Ranger. Now, you know what I think I'm going to do? Say a little prayer that this doesn't move. I'm going to flip it over and bring it down to the other side so that I don't have to cut it right at the neck. I'm going to go around twice. I'm going to have a double hanging gem. These little diamonds, well, these little gems that look like diamonds, come in a roll at Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love them. But they're not the easiest thing to work with because they're so tiny and they move so easily. Why am I using my scissors to move that? Where's my little pick? Oh, I know it's over here because this is where it's not. Oh, guys, I swear it is going to be such a celebration if I ever can get through one film where I have everything at hand that I need, because I 99% of the time do not. And I let go of that and it fell off. So it wouldn't have fallen off if I'd used hot glue. Oh my. I am having a hard time here, guys. I want to make sure it's going across in a slight curve, and that all the problem with this stuff is it the making sure that the rhinestone is pointing up when you lay it down, because sometimes they turn and you get the back turned up and then you got to flip it around. Okay, there we go, got that one. So we're going to do side 2, and I'm going to droop that one down a little bit in the neck because I'm going to have a gem hanging. So we're going to take it down like that. Should have looked for that pick before I did that. Okay. I cannot believe school starts already in a week. Every time I think about that, the older I get, the faster the time goes. It's very scary. Goes way too fast. Okay. Here we go. I should have picked something easier to work with on this. No, I shouldn't say that because these are prettier. Okay, got the second one down. I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I flip it. And up here on her ponytail, I have this elastic lace that I'm going to use and put it kind of like a scrunchie on her hair. Waist basket. Okay, on her ponytail here. That, oh, that it. I can use the hot glue gun on. And I'm going to go across the seam that I used to cut the ponytail off. So you never know. And I'm starting from the bottom so that I can wrap her right around at the top. And I'm not stretching out the elastic because I want that to stay scrunched up. Okay, let's flip this bad boy over. There we go. Wanted to make sure I didn't move this. This dries pretty quickly to at least a point where you can use it. I mean, you can move your piece around. To dry completely, I like to leave it overnight if I'm shipping. I don't want any of this stuff that had with the accent essentials I use like on eyes and stuff. I do not want it the least bit tacky because it'll stick to other pieces in my shipments. And when you try to unstick them, they tear. It does not work. So, word of advice, if you're using that, make sure it's good and dry. This is the roll that it comes on. Okay, we got that on there. Now, I'm going to glue the rest of this scrunchie down. And there we go. And alrighty, got that done. Now I want to, oh, and I'm also going to guesstimate and put a gem as an earring. So I am going to guess about where her ear would be, which is pretty easy to do. Let's do the light pink. And there's an, oh, that's the wrong one. That's a little one. Gotta find a light pink one. And I never can find the colors I need until I dump out the whole thing. And, well, there's the dark if I want to use that. Whichever comes first, because it doesn't really matter. Well, it looks like the dump game is in, because I'm not finding the second of either one. All the ones that are tiny dump out face up, and all the ones that I need are face down. Oh, I tell you. Oh, there it is. There's another one. Found it. So we're good here. And that I can go ahead and put down with hot glue, because it's just going to take a dab. And I'm going to put it, well, I'm thinking here. There we go. Right there. Oops. There we go. We got a little flower in her ear. And we'll go and do the other side. And there we go. And then on her, I want to put a gem of some sort hanging from her necklace, but I don't know what kind. I don't think I want it too big. Let's see what I got here. My daughter-in-law and I are starting, just an FYI for everyone out there, anybody interested, we're going to start doing cute all-occasion cards, pop-up cards, all sorts of really different, unique cards. And when I say unique, I mean one of a kind, because we're going to be using all the elements that I have in this office and we don't use, we're going to put to use on doing cards. That is going to start when she's out on maternity leave. She's actually starting to design now. And there's a few other things that we're going to be adding to our business. Got to get back in the groove of it. I've had too much downtime. So, and got to come up with new and all sorts of new techniques. And like I said, using all the stuff that I have that I haven't used. Okay, I found enough of these that I'm going to put 2 of these gems on her neck, on her necklace. And they're little, they look almost like snowflakes. And they're, I'm going to call them her diamond necklace. There we go. Got 2 there. And now I need to do the other side. Oops, come here. There we go. Okay, I'm going to add here, and I'm going to add something here, but for this, at this time, this will be it. I know what I did. I'd gotten these out. I think those were for here. No, I don't want any more metal on that. We're not going to use those. Use those on the second one. Then it's going to be a little different. Well, I don't want to have you guys all watch me dump all those on the floor, because that's what's going to happen. I'm hoping, it looks like I wasn't recording, but I'm hoping I was. I can't tell. But thank you for watching, and I guess I would say stay tuned for the next one, or stay tuned for me finding the way to stop my phone, my camera. Have a good one. Bye-bye. It didn't stop.